I mean, who do you have?
Oh, we have a very strong personality.
So is this how it feels?
Yes, this is how it feels, Andy.
He has come. You should take over his show now.
No,
Why is he sitting there?
You see, when you were doing the intro, I think
Okay.
we forgot to add the fact that I know a lot of questions have come in. I have personally got people asking me, where is Andy? Where is Andy? When is he coming back? Today, we're going to ask all those questions. Andy will tell you whether he's going to be, he's back or he's backing.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
Rapper.
I think my manager will be upset this morning because I'm doing free rap for you people. So I'm going to take it easy. But of course, aside the two gentlemen, Kasua Simon Cowell
Is here.
We have
Martinez.
Edem Chotome. Edem will be joining the Joy Invitational Tournament. That's in August.
Yeah, he will.
First week in August.
After 2nd August, he will be joining us
All
for
right.
the Invitational.
Yes. And then look. And then we have Tilly joining us for the first time here on Daybreak Hits. I mean, she's been here maybe voice and then maybe once a while, but this time she's here. And some Andy, whatever question we're going to ask you today, you have to make sure you answer it. There is nothing like
question.
no comment. There's nothing like, in fact, we're warning you before we start the interview. So we don't want anything.
You were one before you had your appointment.
Doreen, you know when I heard of Andy Dosty, I was in KG.
Oh my God! What?
Grew up to read about him. This spans about 3 decades. Andy has achieved a lot in this industry.
Yeah.
Good morning, Andy Dosty.
Good morning, Kwame.
How are you?
Kwame! We've not done the usual.
How are you, Andy Dosty?
Very well, thank you. How are you?
Fantastic.
Nice.
Is it right for me to say you've been in this industry for about 3 decades?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Andy, when you...
Oh, no, be so. But say, okay, when you say industry, which industry?
The media industry.
Yes, so music. It's
but still.
3
Doreen,
decades.
It's been music, whatever it is. From 1993.
Wow.
How
all
old
I-
was I?
I was in class 3.
I was...
Me too. But still, my parents played music. I enjoyed music. So it had always been music. And I'm not a very strong person physically, right?
Okay.
And as I wouldn't say, I don't like it when people say I'm short. I'm not short, right?
Oh, you are not.
I'm not short. If
You
you are taller than me, that's fine.
Yeah.
You are taller than me.
vertically challenged.
Shut
You're not
up.
short.
all I'm saying. So I in my class, I was always the smaller one,
Okay.
and I figured it out that there's nothing I could do. No carpentry, fitting, nothing. What? The only thing I loved doing was music, reading.
Wow.
Period. Nothing else. So if reading wasn't going to pay me, music would. However, I had not transitioned into professional DJing, so I was just doing it for fun. So people would send me their cassettes, ask me to record songs for them, and then I would talk on them.
Wow.
They will go and they will bring it, and they'll be so angry. Because which voice are you using to talk anyway? But I was just inspired by tapes my dad had brought from Abroche, and you listen to... And you see, they recorded these radio programs, even with the DJs talking in their presentations. And so it was beautiful. So I'll find myself sometimes in my lone moments, and I'll imitate them with no one watching. So it's just me. For example, classroom, I'll be there and I'll be practicing presentation on TV.
Wow.
Just by watching, back in the day, Charlie Sam and the rest. So you just sit there and with no paper, and only God knows how they were doing it. They would just bow down their heads, read the line, and then they would look into camera. There were no teleprompters at the time. So, so you just, on top of your head, you are reading some non-fi and you are just imitating it, not knowing it will be something greater someday.
What age are you talking about? At what age?
I don't remember.
But at what age did you officially start this DJing the radio thing?
you are smart, but you are smart, but honestly, my memory doesn't serve me right.
Were you below 18 then?
Yes.
Okay.
So
like 17?
They're about 16, 17. Because I became very popular at a younger age.
Wow.
When my names were written in front of trotros and all of these commercial vehicles, there was nothing like social media. There was nothing like that. Again, there were greats. There were people I used to listen to KKD, Tommy and Forson back in the day, Charlie Sam and the rest. And the only times you get to hear Michael Jackson or any new hit on radio, then it means either KKD or Tommy is on air, because they were the younger DJs and broadcasters that were funky enough. But the old ones, you only hear the Kakekus and the KJCs and once in a while you hear a Daddy Lumba, or they would throw in something in there. But listening to these people brought a lot of inspiration. You know. So if all of these greats were there, media growing up, I never saw any public figure. Well, forgive me, maybe I'm lying, but I don't think anyone saw those things back in the day. So when those things began, like my name, Andy Dosty is on a trotro, I would see it and I go like, hey, wait, is it for real?
Yeah.
But you know Kumasi and how they would do. They're just benevolent. They're generous when it comes to, like, you sit in a taxi, boss, but your family call a UI. Then the driver, okay, voice here, I say minimum voice yo. And I will pretend, okay, as I'm in here. So it's either I'm with my book or my Walkman. I pretend listening to something, because I don't want to be seen as into what okay.
Then
back then, yes, because there was nothing like, oh, he's the same guy. You'll be on radio and someone will come and say, Andy Dosty, me pese me who say any panel. They will come, oh, Doreen, when your friend Doreen Aviono, I just want to see her.
Yeah.
It was that good. Sometimes they will come with presents. Oh, me too kwayo na me banu na me to perfume in am semi de becho, because many jiwon me pe wasem. That, so it was very
But
so
Andy,
the taxi. So okay, go ahead.
Okay, I know the story. We have a lot. You have a lot to tell today.
Right.
But let's start from the radio bit.
Right.
How did you land your first radio job? Hey.
Okay. There was this radio station called Anyasco.
Wait. Anyasco in Ghana?
Yes, in Ghana. The owner was called Anyas.
Oh.
So he yes. This man used to build transistors.
Okay.
Those ones they use for radios. He was just a repairer. They used to repair wireless radios. And he had elevated his business into building a transmitter.
Yeah.
The only person who had done it was Oponchumesi of blessed memory, Otek FM.
Okay.
And this man had also done it. I would say Anyasco was my official radio station, because I had already gone to GBC looking for a job, but they wouldn't hire me.
GBC?
Yes.
Here in Accra?
No,
Or,
in Kumasi.
Garden City
Garden
Radio?
City Radio.
Okay.
Now, I'd gone there and they wouldn't hire me, just for one reason. I had not been to the university at the time.
Okay.
And they were only hiring graduates. Dancing song. So they wouldn't. But I was still a nightclub DJ. So Kwame Oswansa.
Blessed memory.
Yes, God rest his soul. Nice guy. Kwame had come to the club with not Peter Dochi, the other guy with the sideburns, fair guy,
Which of them
Nigerian, Zach Oji. Zach
Okay.
Oji. So Zach Oji, and then Clems Ohameze.
Okay.
So I got to be friends through Kwame Oswansa. Now I was playing. Kwame Oswansa was outside with Lavin C and some few friends talking. Then Kwame said all of a sudden, Zach Oji came out and asked him, "Who is that guy? Who is that DJ? Who is he?" And Kwame asked, "Who?" He said, "There's a small boy in there. Small boy. Go and see him. Very small, tiny. And look at how he's driving people crazy in the club." And Kwame asked, "Who's there?" And he said, "Andy Dosty." He said, and why? Is it the first time? I said, "Hey, but look, how many times do I come to Ghana? I'm only here to film." And you remember back in the day, their collaborations, the Nigerian thing. So soon after my session, Kwame called me. He introduced me to them. We sat for some few drinks. And Kwame asked me, "So, apart from the nightclub, what?" I said, "Nothing, that's it. Come to the radio station and let's do something." I went there. Still, these people say they won't employ me. Kwame said, "Okay, do me a favor. Come and be my DJ so I present."
Oh.
So each time Kwame Oswansa was on air and his program was different, then it means there was an Andy Dosty behind him doing the magic. So people will phone in, "Yeah, Kwame, and they will show you a different crowd. Your show is totally different." And they will say, sometimes he wouldn't even mention my name. Like, "Oh, Charlie, mommy shy guy." So through that, I found Anyasco and Big
Andy,
Shaq.
which year was this?
This was in 1994.
Okay.
1994.
Tilly, why?
95.
95.
95. This was in
I was in class 5.
This was in 95.
Just for the records.
Me too. Yeah.
Okay, so at Anyasco.
Yeah.
Hey.
And when I went there, so these were the DJs. Now this is gonna blow your mind. So the DJs there, in fact, Big Shaq, may so rest in peace.
Yeah.
Big Shaq introduced me to Anyasco. I got there with a bunch of cassettes. They gave me an evening slot. After playing, when I go home, Charlie, fans. Allah! I have arrived. People had heard me on radio. Like, "Hey, Makaza on radio." So I didn't sleep that night. When I woke up, Charlie, Charmai. Right, feeling all good. So the DJs there, Azigza Senior, Lion Chemicals, who used to speak Patois. In fact, the first person to speak Patois on radio.
Okay.
Yeah. Allegedly. Supposedly. Big Shaq,
Shakatak.
Kwame Frimpong, Kwame Ajeti, AK-47.
Okay.
Then Lord Kenya.
Lord Kenya.
Yes. So Lord Kenya was part of us. He was a DJ. He was a radio presenter at the time. Kenya started as a presenter before music.
Oh, I see.
Yes. But not the voice in yet. And so it wasn't really working for him. But at that time, he had found music. It was just around the time Kanaba also came out.
Yeah.
So it blew up for him, and eventually he left. Yeah. So that was Radio Anyasco.
So Anyasco, were you paid when you were there?
No. It was just like trial.
An experiment.
It was good for us. Charlie, young boys, even the studio was in a kiosk.
Wow.
Right?
Wow.
Yeah, and it was a great experience. All the mixers, everything apart from turntable and cassettes, everything, the man built them. Right? So it was a good experience, like made in Ghana stuff.
Yeah.
Right? We didn't spend too much time there.
Okay.
And Radio Mercury, the man had come to buy the transmitter.
All right.
So when he bought the transmitter, he needed DJs, and that was how we all moved to
Mercury.
So I'm a pioneer of
Mercury.
Radio Mercury. Yeah. And there, I wasn't paid as well.
Oh. So Anyasco, Mercury, no pay.
No pay.
And from Mercury, where did you
No
go?
pay. Thankfully, when we were at GBC, they had trainings.
All right.
So I'll go and listen. So the late Charlie Sam, Mama Harriet Chimenson, I heard she passed on recently. unfortunately, I couldn't go to the funeral. So they would come and train them.
All right.
But they never prevented someone like me into the trainings.
Why?
So because it's training, GBC, learning for all. What if tomorrow you are hired? Why should they pay for another training so you go through the process? For me, I trust the process and not just the outcome.
True.
Right? So it's the process that toughens you. So it was a great learning curve for me. So I felt like I always had an upper hand because of the experience I had from these people I had worked with. So when I left Radio Mercury, I was at home one day listening to Billy Ocean on Otek FM. I just felt like walking to him. I just went to the station, waited for him to finish his show. Immediately he got out of the studio. I walked to him and I said, "Good afternoon, sir. My name is Andy. I listen to you and I like you. I admire you so much. I want to be your boy." And Billy said, "Hey." I said, "Yeah." He said, "Just like that?" I said, "Yeah, just like that. I want to be your boy." Before he could say Jack, I had taken his records, his bags, followed him to his car. "Okay, sir, and your channel." The next day when he came to work, before he got into the studio, I was there waiting for him.
Whoa.
Immediately I saw him, went to take his records, took his bags. It was also an opportunity for me to get into their studio because it was not easy
Together.
to get into a studio. No be say now where anyone can just walk in. Back then you'll be scrutinized, they will ask you questions, security, they are checking you, they want to know why you are going into the studio. Who are you? Who has invited you? Why are you coming there? So it gave me an opportunity to be in the studio to experience his work, how he works. It was great. Oh, so I'll work with him. Yeah, he's looking for a CD. Before you will ask, Charlie, she left. Michael Jackson says, "So is that the right?" "How did you know?" I said, "Me, I had already checked." Yes, because I was ready to learn.
You went prepared.
I went prepared. I was ready to learn. I was learning everything, the way he spoke, everything I was learning, every little thing, right? So it's not just about learning and just watching them. It's service. You serve with humility.
Good.
Charlie, you to me the amplifier swami, eh? Ni ma share me girl town.
Oh.
Kwame.
So, what do you do when you meet your girlfriend in town? You are carrying the.
One ni ma me kwa na. Charlie, you did my bro. Kwame.
I know Sano bedding.
I was trying to hide, not knowing I was facing the wall. Assumio, easy. Because you are with your bosses, amplify and say we are going to repair. But who's supposed to carry it? It must be you. They don't care whether you are young or old. Once you are serving, you are serving. And all of these is just to pave a way for opportunities. That's all.
Wow.
That's all.
That was Otek.
That was Otek.
So were you employed there?
Yes. Okay. I mean, my story, it's, I always say my story is pure grace, nothing else. Right?
Yeah.
Because I was going there often, I had become familiar with the workers. So one day I walked into the programs director's office, Kwaku Sufrimpong. He's now in the UK.
All right.
And I heard Kwaku saying, "Hey, me too crying, oh, hey, me crazy. So one day, baby, me show you." I said, "I'll do it." But can you?" I said, "I will." Said, "It's just 30 minutes. I said, "I will." 30 minutes. You are playing music, LPMs, there are announcements, there are adverts. 30 minutes is just a belt. What can you do?
What show was that?
Oh, I've forgotten the segment. So let me call a professional, someone who has done it before or someone who works with us. Then Abiranana, there was a lady there, Abiranana said, when you're busy, you were here complaining who's going to do it for you. Finally, if you have someone who's going to do it for you, why won't you give him the opportunity? So he gave me the chance to do it. He was traveling on Wednesday. So Thursday and Friday, I did it for just 2 days.
Okay.
The main sponsor of the program was Makion, if you know Makion Catering Services, the food joint, right? It's a restaurant. So Monday, because I had finished, he said he was traveling for just 2 days, which means Monday he's back on air. So Monday I didn't go there. Tuesday I didn't go. Wednesday. Thursday, immediately I got there, he said, "Where have you been?" asked, oh, boss, why? He said, what the pressure to me so too much? I asked him why. He said, the owner of the restaurant is insisting that the boy that handled the show last week must come back on the show.
Hey.
He's the one they want. The way you run the LPM is so different, and you brought some freshness on the program. Because I was young, I was funky,
Vibrant,
full of jokes and, many shit. But you see, back in the day, they are pro, the way you have to do it, the GBC style, speak your English, comma. Yeah, because that's how they were raised. That's how we were trained. You have to speak your English with no mistake. Even if you make a mistake, you have to make sure you correct it. You write every little thing you say before you go on. Hey! So for me, it was just, 30 minutes. Why should I write it? Master, let's go. Well, and the woman insisted. But Kweku was looking for me because back in the day, there was no mobile phone. I didn't have one. I remember Kwame Adinkra had one. I think Mobitel OCBB. And he mistakenly left it behind. And I'd gone home. So I had to take it home and bring it the next day. I had to flex for everyone to know that I have a mobile phone with me. Allah. Walking home, say, yeah, because Charlie only be there. Charlie, Mobitel. So the woman said they should arrange for a mobile phone for me immediately.
Oh.
So quickly, they arranged for a mobile phone with a number. I'm like, where is this coming from? All of a sudden, he says, Monday, come and start work. So, okay, so 30 minutes. So Monday, I was on air. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Before I got off air, the accountant came and said, I went to him. He gave me some cash and he said, they say you should leave the 30-minute show. They are now making it an hour. Okay. So instead of 11:30 to 12, you are coming on air at 11 to 12. So 1 hour. I did it for another week. As the month was ending, they asked me to stay at home.
Why?
Okay. I asked why. I said, you stay at home. We'll call you when we need you. Meanwhile, my phone was with me. So this time there, if you need me, it's just a phone call away. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Sunday evening, I received a call. Tomorrow, you are coming to work at 3 p.m. to 6.
3 to 6?
They
moved the drive?
To the drive, straight. From 11 to 12, all the way to 3 p.m. So from 3 to 6. Why? Because Flash Jr., who was the host of the drive at the time, mentioned that, look, and you see, all of these things sometimes I do here, I learned it from him, right? He gave me an opportunity. He said, listen to that boy. This Andy Dosty boy.
Yeah.
Fire na Kolani Kutani. And we don't have it. So give it to him. He can turn the show into something else. Now it's becoming, now there are radio stations are coming up. So there's competition. Yeah. Not that he's not good, but he thinks that this is a young boy who has some fire. Because of my background as a DJ, I'll sit on radio and I'll do some crazy mixes and people go like, wow, what did I know your club on about radio? So it was something people had not seen or heard before, right? Near magic, right? So they gave me an opportunity. And so from that time, I think 99, from 98 from 98 till 2004, I left them. Okay. It was all drive.
So you were on Utek from 98, 99 till 2004.
Yes. Then Friday, we created the entertainment show.
Wow.
So you see, when I started Daybreak Hits and people were talking, he's a DJ, we're about to be hosting an entertainment show. They didn't know
the background.
That I don't, well, forgive me, maybe someone had been doing it in Accra, but I can confidently say that I started this whole, again, it was Flash Jr. that started it.
Okay.
But he put me on the seat. That all of these song titles, all of these musicians, me, I'm growing, all of these people you are mentioning, these film actors, who is Denzel Washington, who is Lawrence Fishburne, not that he didn't know, but my background was different.
Sure.
Right? So he felt like, okay, why don't we give him an opportunity? Put him there. This guy can do a great show. So from that time, every Friday morning, the branch show between 10 and 12, it was just Otek Showbiz
Wow.
that time. And there was nothing. We even with a countdown and all of these, we are doing countdown. We had people who listen to 2 radio stations at the time. Someone is listening to another radio station and he's counting the number of songs they're playing and they're submitting it in real time. Wow. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. And all of these things. So when I came here and I heard people talking about it, like, hey, we need more for
Oh, we need. Oh, we need. So at Otek, that was where you were paid.
Yes. At that time,
What was your first pay?
I don't remember. But you see, I had no bank account.
Okay.
The bank account, I used to ask, my mom said she opened the bank account for me when I was very young. When I was growing up and I asked her, she said she inquired from the bank and they said it's gone dormant. That was the first time I heard the word.
Dormant.
I was like, you almost account in the called dormant. I think you have to go there. Now you're 18 or almost 18. You have to go there and you can do it all by yourself. So we were paid over the counter. Sometimes you be in the studio, you didn't know accountant will come with some poof. We come with some envelope. And then you come, you put it on the table, and then you give you a file. Sign waha.
Then what do you pay? No.
Yeah, then you sign. I'll be on air, and as foolish as I was, Yaji. I will announce it for everyone to hear. And my mom, I'll come home and she'll say, Nadia ni Yaji, man, and then she just will come over. You know, so we were paid over the counter. But it was good. It was good.
Wow. This is Hits 103.9 FM Daybreak Hits, and we're having a conversation with Andy Dosty. He is the big man in the seat today. Doreen, I hope you're enjoying the interview, yeah?
I am.
We are on a journey.
I'm only worried. I don't know if Mr. Hagler will give us more time.
Yeah, because we need to dig deeper
back.
into his life.
Back, 30 minutes already.
I want us to, travel from Otek to the other stations he worked with in Kumasi. Then we quickly come to Accra. Yeah. So from Otek to which station?
From Otek to Peace FM.
Oh.
So from Otek, I used to come here.
Tilly wants to know whether it's the same piece.
Yeah. Which one is A? So, I had friends here in Accra. So DJ Perfect, I would come stay with Perfect. Sometimes I'll come to Accra with Ochami Kwame. We'll come and work, and then we'll go back. And because I was his DJ at the time, I was doing almost everything. DJ, manager, producer. I was doing everything. He had given me so many opportunities to grow. And we had not done it before. So it was like all of these experiences. So we tried, Nafa. We try, Nafa. Father Dixon invited me to his office.
Okay.
And we started talking. And Father said, yo, I was here, Juma. I said, Father, I said, hey, what's up, Uba? You have to come. You have to come.
And that's Father's voice.
Yeah. You know me, I'm a mimic. So
I know, right?
So we started talking. Then the next day, Father called me to his office again and said, now who are big, sir? And I'm like, why? He said, Francis Doku. I mentioned you to Francis Doku that I'm poaching this guy from Kumasi. He said, yeah, you're a big fish. He says, you're a big fish. No, you have to start work. My father, I have to go to Kumasi and go and prepare and you know them. When they want something quick, they will make sure it's done. So I went back home, whispered to someone that Charlie, I'm leaving. And then they had told our boss at the time. I was in the studio working out, then the man came. Me pese me home, me. And no, Papa, somebody to me about. I'm like, okay. When? Oh, Ochna Nase. And they are Adventists. So it was a Friday, so he said we should come on Sunday. So we went there on Sunday. The man said he had a vision that I'll be leaving for Accra.
Hey!
And vision, no, me who say be copies FM. But enye adwuma.
Hey!
vision it say enyina.
Wow.
Intino, I've just called you to inform your parents and you to go pray about it because the devil then okay. Soon after we left, father called. We're waiting for you tomorrow.
Yeah?
So I had to leave.
Leave to father.
Be quiet, Juma, yo.
Not prophecy, no.
So I know your old prophecy. I know your old prophecy, but you said I should pray. So
So you prayed?
I believe in my prayer. If you believe in yours, I believe in mine. We all serve one God. However, Obiani Tunnel and Empire Namu is not on the same route.
Sure.
So I said my prayer, came to work. When I came to Peace FM, I did not really know their format. I had come there and I think the first show I did was an afternoon. It was an afternoon show,
Okay.
which was supposed to be smooth and cool. Maybe I'm a boy hip hop. But I say they know that's my call. I said
Hey.
Eddie. So you take your time. We have to talk to him. So Mr. Brenya, at the time, he was our manager. And unfortunately, he's passed on.
Yeah.
So Mr. Brenya called me to his office. Okay, this is the format. This is what we do. So I think we have to wait, and we give you the format. So they gave me the format, showed me how it was done. So the next day I came. Mafia, may I so rest in peace. Almost everyone I'm mentioning has passed on. What's all this?
If you're going to do.
Yeah. So soon after Mafia, I took over. I did my thing right after my show, and I got out. Almost every musician in Accra was there waiting for
you.
Almost every musician I had played his music before, or who had come to me with payola, with seed, anything at all. Whoever had business or any encounter with me that lived in Accra, gospel, hip life, almost everyone was there waiting at the reception. So when I was walking out, I heard someone ask that, what's happening here? Looks like musicians, some big reception will be and then what's going on? So seems the person, I didn't hear the answer the person gave. So I finished my show again. I had no friends there. So I was going out. And when I got there, like, oh my God, that was a great welcome for me. Yeah, beautiful. It was good. So working there was good. At the time, I had also moved to Accra working with Yagola.
Nightclub.
Yeah, the nightclub.
Yeah.
And Yagola, I think Tony Aboa, I don't know the partnership he had with Despite. So I lived at the hotel. Wow. I lived at Yagola for about 3 or 4 months.
Wow.
Because na hotel nice.
Oh.
Why Ejuma?
Oh yes.
Ejuma de why
Oh, but the hotel. Oh, almost all my friends used to come. They will come. Castro, the Castro and the Fire, Castro the Destroyer, right?
Yeah.
Castro will come. DJ Perfect, Tic Tac, and I remember this Nigerian that used to come, Idris Abdul Karim.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
with VIP.
Yeah.
So they will come. Oh, Charlie, they will come sit by me. We'll stay there till 1, 2 a.m. before.
Interesting.
Yeah. So I lived there until they said Reggie Rockstone's father had a house at Cantonment.
Okay.
So Tony had bought the house and they moved me there. So I was the only person that lived there.
Hey.
Also near my course.
Hey. Andy Dosty.
Oh, sir. Of course.
Andy. 2nd August. 2nd August.
Now that's the best way to shout it.
Andy, we want to get to multimedia fast.
Right.
So take us through the other stations quickly, then we get here.
Oh, Peace FM had, Despite Media, had started Hello FM in Kumasi.
Yeah.
So bringing me to Accra, I didn't know that it was a trick to take me back to Kumasi. When I asked, that's why I said, yes, you are the one the people know. The people know you there. How do you expect us to build it? So we're taking you back. when you have a go back. So they took me back to Kumasi. Beautiful studio, great environment. A drive time host. All of a sudden, they had given me a lunchtime slot.
Okay.
So that's why I wasn't very comfortable with it. Do you know why I brought this guy? You've put him on an afternoon belt, but the program's director at the time said, do you know why I put him there? It takes Obi or Tinyomasi to handle that slot to prepare a way for the drive time show. So if you've given me the opportunity, let me drive it to success the way I think I should. And indeed, if not the best show, it was an eye-opener.
Wow.
This was the birth of the afternoon or the lunchtime high life slow songs, because Peace FM is a local radio station, so they don't do foreign songs, so it's purely local. So what I had to do was play strictly local songs that were high life. Okay, high life songs that were slower.
Yeah.
The songs you don't hear on radio, songs you've been yearning to hear. They say a great DJ plays you songs you don't even expect. A good DJ plays you songs you know and you will enjoy, but a great DJ. So this was a great opportunity for me to explore my good music side, and I excelled beautifully. When I left, I moved to Angel, and Despite wasn't happy. I think I've begged him enough, and no need to go back there. Thank you for not asking. So I did 5 years with Angel. Don't ask. It's fine. It's fine. I've begged him.
Yeah.
I've begged him enough. So when I left Angel, before I left Angel, my travels outside the country had increased. So almost every time there were shows. So Charlie, there's a party. Too much. There's a show here. So between 2008 and 12, one day, I had been very busy every time flying in and out of town.
Great.
So I'll go to America. I could go and come back like in a week. 3 days later, another call comes and I'm on a flight back. So I had been very inconsistent. So it had been very inconsistent with work until the contract expired. The disadvantage, when it expired, in fact, Masunyeshi. Yes, because my frequent travels prevented me from getting jobs. No one wanted to work with me.
Yeah.
This guy, you want to hire Andy Dosty. This guy, he will leave very soon. No way. Give him a job today. He'll be on the radio. Next day, he's on a flight to America or he's in London. Wait.
You were working outside the country? You had another job
I would go and work gigs. I would go and play and come. See, as I said, inconsistency, too much. Indeed, when I came back, they come to me.
Oh.
Yes, they come back to me. At a point, it even affected my relationship. It affected my home. It took a certain Ochame Kwame to call and tell me that, look, come back to Ghana. Because I wanted to settle. I was tired of the back and forth. And no one wanted to work with me. So why don't I stay there, get a job, if possible, be permanent there. Later on, come and take I had a son at the time. Come and take my son away with my wife and then we can start life. So Kwame called me one day and said, come back to Ghana. So why am I? The fact that you come home and people are still hailing you doesn't mean you are still popular. Because same way you became popular when the old ones were there are some new ones coming. And they will take center stage and your name will vanish. You won't get the gigs, you won't get radio jobs, and I don't know what else apart from playing music. You are the best when it comes. So the ordinary family, I'm like, okay, I'll come home. What changed my mind entirely was a guy I met at a party in New York who, this guy, he's always partying, drinking, smoking. The guy saw me in New York one day and said, Charlie, the way you play music, you will forgo Ghana. I'm like, go Ghana, go do. I said, Charlie, me be me fiano. I'll make you come DJ for me. And I said, Whoa. Who West Ifio Ghana said, oh, this is even the second or third house. I'm like, yeah, I say, but this one they big too much, so I need how do you call it? There's a name.
Housewarming.
Housewarming. So, Charlie, I'll buy your ticket. Let's go to Ghana. Prior to that, when I signed the angel contract, my mom said there's a land, I should buy it. No, on Super So to be. I said, how much? At that time, it was just 3,000 cedis. I said, okay, I'll buy it for you. But me, I'm going to Accra. When I go to Accra, I'll go and buy a house. I didn't believe in building. I felt like it's proper to buy a house, and my dream was to buy a house in Accra, not in Kumasi. Mama, when we arrived, immediately we got to Ghana. The first call I did was to my mom. Mama, as I see now, is it still there? Because on the way, this guy kept telling me about how he had been saving to build, and then so. If I had my boss, I like, what happened to the money I had? I had enough. I wasted it. I didn't do anything with it. I was just buying cars.
You wasted the money.
Oh, what was I doing?
Buying cars.
I was just like Ashes, buying cars.
Just cars?
Cars.
What about...
No. No, I never bought a land. Nothing. I was just buying. At the point, I had 3 cars. Then I'm here, nothing. I was just a young boy, a DJ, a radio presenter who had gained fame. Nothing. Sometimes I sit back and misungumimu. Because what did I do with that money? Yeah. Even at a point, some musician, took one of the cars. He said he was going to buy it. He took it away. Till now, I've not heard anything from him.
Oh.
Some stupid guy, Kwesi Selassie.
I
had to mention his name because look, Kwame. See, do you know how you know what it takes? Like I had signed a contract, my car. So, hey, challenge say, what cars too. Now back on and it's a way and it was a sports car, flashy. It was very popular because whoever knew me back in the day knew of that car. And Roberts who attacked me. It was so flashy. It was this Mazda, the bastard. Well, and this guy said he was going to buy it. He took it to Aguna Nyakrum. Yes, Aguna Saban said, "How baby no free." The guy took it there till now. I mean, who can him say?
Hey,
I mean, how? How do you do that? And he flew to Canada. Ofrena Unya no. Then boy and Kenya and Ibi Council had gone there. I called them. That I was speaking. Oh, Andy Mefro. Oh, me and few. Till now, I've not heard anything from him. The last time I heard from him I was in New York. Someone called that they had a show in Michigan. I should go there. I said, "Me kwa." The idea ya pass over because me trying rasta ni na to before, and I don't want to commit a crime in someone's land. So you let me stay in my corner. I mean, how do you do that? Let me just leave it. Fast forward. So what I was doing was just spending it unwisely. When my mom inquired about the land, it had appreciated from 3,000 to 15,000 or something. I did not have that money. I didn't have it. And I just arrived with nothing. And I'm not the type I'm a tonton. So, okay, I had one car. Let me just keep it. So I had kept it. And so my wife also, it would be easier at home. I'd come to Accra looking for a job, went back to Peace FM. They said no.
Yeah.
Because of the way I left. Kojo Preko Dankwa used to work with Adom FM.
Yeah.
So Kojo Preko Dankwa called me one day and said, Charlie, I see what I cry. I said, Rabbi Bo show be partner. I said, yeah. Adom FM, we have this topsy-turvy. Do you mind coming in? I said, well, why not? I'll come. It's okay. I'm giving you 2 days.
Okay.
So I came for the first day, did an awesome job on the drive at Adom, and phone lines open. People were happy, especially people that knew my name from back in the day.
Yeah.
People were super excited. At the time, Master Richard was the drive time host.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. So 2 days. Just as I left the show, I had a call that there was a program in Kumasi. So I left to Kumasi without even informing Kojo Preko.
Hey!
Challenge me a hot cake.
Hey!
Because me here cash. So I went to Kumasi. The next day, Kojo called Chalena, what do you hear? I said, Kojo, I'm in Kumasi. Oh, Sandy, why? my boss is even asking where you are because he enjoyed your show yesterday. Okay, let me find a replacement. So he found someone. 2 weeks later, I received a call. Charlie, the people say they won't see you. So Multimedia, I said yes. Okay, I came. Ene ochina. Then they invited me upstairs to meet the HR.
All right.
So in the meeting, the HR boss, your sister-in-law,
Yes.
what's her name?
Tina.
Was the HR at the time. And so Tina was asking me questions. So, okay, what can you do? I told them what I could do, da-da-da-da-da. Final question, how much do you want us to pay you? They gave me a paper, and I wrote my expected salary on it. She looked at it and said, hey! Then she passed it on to Kofi and this one passes and said, hey! But why? And I asked why. I said, they are not in do. Why? Okay, why do you think we should pay you that amount? I said, because Andy Dosty is the greatest you can ever have on your radio. He's the best. So I started, then they were all quiet. All of a sudden, the place was quiet. Then I heard someone say, and no, I don't know. This is what I found when I asked someone to tell me about Andy Dosty. He says he's good, he's this, he's that. There are only two problems. One, he does not have a radio voice. Two, he travels too much. Again, that thing. So immediately he mentioned it, I knew that I had lost it too.
Oh.
Because yes, maybe I'm a Kobia. It's the same thing. They say you are good, but Charlie, you not far. So you go, you hear from us. Multimedia. 1 month, Ashes will say, hey! Meanwhile, accommodate me. Close to 2 months, I've not heard anything. Then I started making calls. Called Ochami Kwame, spoke to his wife. He said, oh, he knows the Chikwam very well. He'll call in a meeting. Immediately, she said she entered the Chikwam's office. She saw my picture on his table.
Oh.
So, like, shall I be like the people, then they consider you not be that too, because I saw your picture on the man's table. So I couldn't even tell him much, although we spoke about you. But it looks like the prospects are good, so relax. A few days later, I received a call asking me to come start work. This was in 2013. Then 1st April. Come and start work. Then they said, oh, they're going to Kwau. And they said, we should take you along. Chalobi and me pay. I said, oh, let's go. Let me move pay you my. So we went to Kwau. Did an awesome job. The next day, 1st April, I was on Hits FM on Easy Listening in the afternoon from 1 to 3. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, this is Daybreak Hits on Hits 103.9 FM. We're having an interview with Andy Dosty, the grandpapa, the ancestor. If you have any question for him, 05488410039. Ask anything from archaeology to zoology. Ask questions. Yes, we will come. I know people have questions.
Me too. I have a question.
I have questions from NYDJ, Austin Wood, Mr. Handsome. They're all sending me questions here today.
Mr. Handsome.
Yeah. So you can send yours as well. It's Daybreak Hits. Now, Andy, let's get to Daybreak Hits.
Right.
How did you get here?
Okay. At about, guess who's on the TV? Yeah. One day, I think it was a Wednesday or something.
Yeah.
At about 3 a.m., I heard my phone vibrating, my phone buzzing. Usually my phone is on silent each time I sleep.
Yeah.
Only God knows what happened that night. About 3 a.m., I saw Hagler's call. So I picked up. Like, Kwesi was up. So, Bra Kwesi, good morning. It's 3 a.m. Why are you calling me? He said, Charlie, why me boy me home? I'm dead. I'm like, why? Charlie KMJ Yari. There's no host. I said, but you know I have music box, right? He said, yes, but please, would you for my sake, do this for me? I said, okay. It's close to 4 a.m. I couldn't sleep again. Quickly went to take my shower, told Madam that this is what had happened. And they won't just say, okay, I don't know how I drink. Because I was doing hits, I was doing Adum, I was doing jazz, I don't know how I drink too much. Okay. My usual suited up, came to do the show. Next day, I did it again. At that time, I think I was in level 200 or 300.
Oh, you were in school then?
I was in school. I was in university at the time.
Okay.
So school work. Then rumors started coming in that KMJ Nihwaton.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So I called Hagla. Actually, they say KMJ is doing well now. So Abi Moru, I no go fit come. Because at that time, I think we were quiz or something, university and all of these unnecessary. Charlie, there be a quiz, you are writing an exam, this, that. So Charlie, I did write some quiz. My head, they bash me. And tomorrow I have to wake up and come to work. I hear KMJ as well. I be a no go fit come. Hagla said, call Ken. I'm like, call Ken for what? You are the producer of the show. Why should I call Ken? He said, just call Ken. Andy. Okay. So I called Mr. Ansan. Bozu.
You mean Kofi?
No.
Ken answer.
So I called Ken. He said, Bozu, I heard KMJ is well, so I want to take my rest now. I'd even spoken to KMJ. He says he's fine. He's well. I've spoken to Hagla. He says I should call you. Mr. says, did KMJ say that? Because the doctors say he should rest properly. He should get well before he comes on air. So come and work and stop asking questions. And me, per my trainings, you don't question when it comes to position. Me,
Sure.
If my boss comes to tell me you are coming at midnight, I'll come and do midnight.
Sure.
No question. So I came back to work. Then messages started flying around. Hey, you people want to take the boy off air. And da. But I wasn't really paying attention because every day I was talking to KMJ. I'll call him, challenge him, sanity saying, oh, it's okay. Well, him challenge me, I don't obey you. So now I'll call here. And I'd even called Nana Dubuafu Jr., my cousin. He's a herbalist.
Yeah,
so
I know him.
Oh, you know Nana?
Oh, I know him.
Right. So challenge Nana, KMJ say, so can you come to his aid? Nana Dubuafu says, okay, no problem. Let me call him, get his direction, go see him. So when it came out that I was against his work, I was shocked. My biggest surprise was that he did not even say, oh, you leave Andy alone because, he's been in this with me. My brother was not even picking up my calls. I'll call him, he won't pick up. I'll send him messages, he won't respond. Because I'll send him a message, Charlie, I hope now you are feeling good still. I'll call him, he won't pick up. So when I took off, again, Mr. Ansan, I called him that the way people are bashing me on social media is too much for me. It's affecting me. I dare my corner. You people have shanghaied me onto a show. I don't know. Mr. Ansan said, Fashe Utrim said, these were his words. Ken says, Fashe Utrim said, you are doing the show till the end of the year.
Okay.
And this is coming from CEO.
At the top.
Fashe Utrim said. And this was closer to Christmas. So media at the back of my mind, okay, you let me be quiet, do my job. After Christmas, I'll just make my way.
Good.
But when I came on the program, I realized that the difference was my toughness, right? We all know KMJ. He gentle, laid back. But I had come on the show not mollycoddling anyone. No holds barred. No retreat, no surrender. I didn't care who the artist was. And because I had built a certain relationship with most of the musicians, and so if you sat in front of me, all I needed to do was to warm myself into your spirit so I can take over.
Okay.
And run my show. Because if I don't and I let you rather take over, I'll be defeated and it may affect my demeanor. And that shouldn't happen.
Good.
So I noticed that my toughness had rather kept me on the program.
Yeah.
Just yesterday, I was talking to Kafuide,
Okay.
GBC, and Kaf, we were having a discussion. I said, Charlie, I'm going on the show for the last time. He said, hey, Andy, do you have a copy of your first program? I said, I don't think so. He said, it would be great if you have them, eh? So yesterday I was trying to go through it, and I was listening to an interview I did with Ambule.
All right.
I feel no, I am mobile. And yes, because, and I remember what Budog was super excited on your Boning.
Yeah.
So, because I didn't treat it with kids gloves, not at all. He was talking about something sharp. He says the new music that
Sharp
music.
Yeah.
And the interview I did with him, I asked him that your music. So your music isn't a sharp music. And the man said, oh no, if you listen. I said, so what's the difference? What is about the Bofrot? I said, why don't you know Bofrot? I said, I know Bofrot. I know Bofrot. I even ate Bofrot when I was younger. But what is about the Bofrot? Is that not sharp music? Yeah, the music is played on air every day. And so I felt like, oh, Charlie, I said, man.
Andy, and you've done this for 10 solid years.
Yeah.
Waking up early in the morning, every weekday.
No be easy.
It wasn't easy, eh?
Very challenging. But who would leave money for poverty if it's good? Do you think I would say I don't want to be on a morning show? No.
Yeah.
If I don't want to burst your bubble.
All right, we have Andy Dosty here with us. So many comments coming through. You can send your 0548841039. I'm here with Doreen Avio. We have Tilly Tills here as well. DJ Slim is listening. we have Mr. Ashes here seated. We have Martinez, who is Kaswa Simon Cowell, and then Adam Mensa Chotome is also seated. 2nd August. Piao. Andy, so throughout the 10 years that you've been on the show, what would you say has been the impact you've made on listeners and the showbiz industry as a personality?
Life-changing. I think I've changed a lot of lives. Look, now listen to even how people ask questions on radio, and even when you check with podcasts and YouTube videos. Don't come here. You will come ask me some.
White man, stand there.
So I feel like a lot of lives have changed. People who I think I've toughened a lot of people, a lot of presenters. Their line of questioning, emotional questions, and because I love emotional interviews. The one life-changing experience or moment for me was when I had a message from someone who had wanted to end his life, commit suicide.
Wow.
Yes. And upon listening to me, he changed his mind.
Wow.
And my producers will they'll bear witness to it. It was a life-changing experience. For me, it was crazy. He said he was listening to it. He was going to the Legon Botanical Gardens, and he had already gone there a day or two before to check with the area, had prepared his rope, everything there. But in the Trotsky, he was listening to me, and I was playing a song on the radio and my motivational message, and he felt like, why should I end it? Okay, if I end it, then what?
Yeah.
What happens afterwards?
Yeah.
So he called me. I was playing a song, a Sisichum song. And he said, this song changed my life. You changed my life. And the message, when I spoke to him, he said, you said something about Andy Charlie. I'm on air, so I can't say it, but he used the F word, you F for power. I'm like, why is it? You, as you the end your motivation, say, who are you? Enjoy. So he felt like, if I'm dead and people are enjoying, like what next? I will be stupid. And now the guy has a job. The guy is working. I'll look for the message, and if they'll put it out one day to tell a story.
I think we should.
Yeah.
We should. Okay, so I have two things to tell listeners.
Right.
One is good news. The other is bad news. Listeners, which one do you want to hear first? Okay, the good news. Okay, the bad news is.
Tell the good news first. Okay, tell the bad news.
The bad news
first.
is Andy Dosty is leaving us.
Yeah.
And the good news is he's not going far away from us.
Shit,
Buzz! Andy,
Yeah.
you have the 411.
Yeah.
Where are you going?
Just as you mentioned, I'm not going far from you. Hey, no comments. I'm checking Twitter. Hey, wow.
Where is Andy Dosty headed? Where are you going?
Wow. Okay. Let me start from why I'm leaving. Just as you mentioned, it's been a journey. It's been 10 years. 10. Although the show had really helped me, through the show, I had to go back to school.
Yeah.
I had to go back to the university. Through the show, I'm this close to becoming an inducted ADR practitioner.
Yeah, man.
I've been to a law school.
Yeah.
There are a lot of goodies that have come up.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's a bittersweet experience for me. It's a bittersweet feeling that I have to leave. But not going too far, I'm only leaving Daybreak Hits.
Oh, okay. Oh, so you're not leaving Multimedia, but you're leaving Daybreak Hits.
They won't agree.
Why are you leaving Daybreak Hits?
Okay, I'm leaving Daybreak Hits because it was affecting me. Daybreak Hits was affecting me in other ways, negatively.
Okay.
When I say negatively, I'm not saying anything extremely bad, but it was affecting my health.
Oh.
Okay. You see, people don't. It's very unfortunate that you come on radio, you wake up as early as 3 or 4 a.m. You come to work. You are helping people grow, but you are bleeding inside. Sometimes I come to work and I'm hurting, like Charlie, hurting, because people are giving to you back to back on some interview you did on social media. When I was dealing with my separation, I was still coming to work. Still, I'll come to work, entertain
make
people,
them laugh.
but I'll be crying inside. One of the worst moments was when I had come to work. And my elder sister was admitted at the Tema General Hospital. The previous day, I couldn't go see her. No, I went to see her, but I had a show at Movenpick, Accra City Hotel with Aquaboy and Sak, and I think so. We were there, so I couldn't go there again that night. Next day, I'd come to work. I was on air preparing for a Stoneboy interview, and the message came that she had passed on.
Charlie.
I come directly after her. Imagine. But I had to still do the interview, finish my work. Although I was broken. Seriously, I was so broken. But Charlie, let me put it behind me. Charlie, you is the body okay? Has anyone been there? Okay, you guys wait for me. I'll be there soon after the program. Okay, so commercial break. I'll call you guys back. Okay, I'll come back on air and work. All of these things you hurt deep down inside. But all you have to do is just entertain people. Because of my nightclub experience, I had done nightclubbing for about 20 years. And so sleeping early in the night is a problem. If I sleep today, if I sleep at 9, actually by 1 a.m.
You'll be awake.
I'm awake. And I'll lie awake until time for work. So sometimes I come to work, I'll be in the studio and I'll be dozing off.
Yeah.
But, well, the cameras may not notice it, but I'll still have to work. So the doctors kept advising, I think you have to rest in the mornings. Can they give you a show in the afternoon? Can you do something in the afternoon? My boss says, okay, yeah, they can. Okay, we'll work on it. Fast forward, finally, I've been given the nod.
Oh.
So
Giving the nod means you have a new show.
Yes.
Oh, you have a new show.
Yes.
And that would be in the afternoon?
In the afternoon.
What time to what time?
12 to 4.
12 to 4. That's a lot of time.
But what am I time?
And what?
Mind you, my beginning was just 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Don't forget that.
That's true.
So for me, I don't care. Look, my biggest inspiration when it comes to time on radio and appearances, fame, whatever,
You've seen it all.
is Kwabena Yeboah.
Okay.
Okay.
Right? Kwabena Yeboah appeared on GTV on a sports highlight show once a week. Once. Till now, you can never talk about sports presentation in Ghana
And not
without
mention
him.
Yeah.
There's no way you can chronicle that and leave that gentleman out. No way. Right? The man appeared once. The only time you see him twice in a week, if there's a critical football match that he has to come and be the commentator. Asa. But he was so popular. So it does not matter the number of hours or time you come on radio. It's about the impact you make.
Right.
When you go on air, what at all can you do? 4 hours. Oh, Charlie. When I came on Hits, I was doing just 2 hours. When I started, easy listening was just 1 to 3 p.m. I'm done. It was the least of them all because Daybreak Hitz was 6 to 10. Black Rasta would do 10 to 1. I would do 1 to 3. Kwame B will come and do 3 to 7. La Posta would do 7 to 10. And it's done. So like everyone had 3, 4. I was the only person that had 2. But I never complained.
Well, true. So this time, I mean, I wanted us to go in depth into maybe what to expect. I mean, you had something on Daybreak Hitz obviously going. It's been good. It's not to say that, I mean...
It's bittersweet.
It's bittersweet, but...
It pain me.
I can imagine because, I mean, these questions, I believe, did not come to only you. I have personally had people calling, messaging to find out from me. Is Andy not coming back? What's going on? Until I think one morning, Andy just sat me down and decided to tell me that, listen...
Give the rundown.
This is it. And...
As I said,
it wasn't easy, but I think some of us will understand because we are closer. But what is it going to look like on the afternoon belt?
It's a lifestyle program. You know the afternoon definition, right?
Yeah.
So it's just like the afternoon definition, just that just some few additions that have come. I just don't want to spill the tea yet. But it's another great experience. An extension of the library, and you know how the library is.
Yes.
So I wouldn't just be playing music.
Okay.
I also be telling stories.
Wow.
I think the mark of a good presenter is your art of storytelling. And I strongly believe I willed that part pass.
Yes. And that's the reason I've not asked so many questions. You are doing the storytelling yourself from top to drop. And we have some messages right here, even before I let our elders here come through. DJ Slim says, listening to you guys on my way from the club. Okay. Harold says, tell Andy Dosty that now, dear, age is exposing him. He was in Noah's Ark. He grew too much. Okay, we have this message coming from Portfolio, the MC. He says, what brought about Tilly and Portfolio? What brought about Andy and DJ Black rivalry? This story. They were the Shatter and Stoneboy in the world of DJing. The heated arguments amongst the fans, the Accra Kumasi comparison, and don't know if they get along genuinely fine now or it's just for the cameras.
He's my boss now. He's my boss now.
And we have this one from Sammy K. My respect for Andy Dosty has tripled after listening to his story. Great inspiration. You can send yours 0548841039. Some more messages. NYDJ says, ask him why he's called the bread man. You are Breadman.
Oh, yeah, he owns the bakery. NYDJ owns the bakery.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Jibril says, Kwame, ask Andy how satisfied he is or not, with the NDC government giving most people in the creative industry
I'm satisfied.
the opportunity.
Thank you.
Jibril and politics. Jibril
I'm satisfied.
and politics. Doreen, you have some messages?
Well, I don't have. I think the
Okay.
one. I think the one I have.
plenty on X.
You've. Yes, there are so many on X. I mean, I think Beni Dogbeda wants to know how old you are.
Hey!
It's a question.
I told that earlier. Kwame
Yes.
asked earlier. He just tuned in.
Yeah.
Thank you. Next.
You can
Yes.
just calculate.
Next.
Yes.
The 30 plus the 17 plus the
Okay,
other
so
one
it says,
to
Doreen and Kwame, please ask Andy Dosty how many children has he got?
A lot. DJ Slim is my eldest.
biological.
Biologically, I gave birth to him on my way from a club.
Frederick goes on to say, please ask Andy Dosty, if not media or DJ, what would he had done or become?
If not DJing or media, my all I wanted to become was a producer.
Music producer.
Yes, all I wanted to become was just sit by the studio and make beats, and not just make beats, but make music for people. The main reason I never bothered to even learn how to make beats, but rather assemble musicians and do the whole production. So I rather sit back, call me a guitarist, come and play it. I don't like this. No. Do it this way. The reason I'll go to Ash's studio to go and work, not sit by the computer and work, but ask Ashes, sit by the computer, do this, click that. Yeah.
Okay, I mean, I think there are a lot of questions to be asked, but I think we should give our panel here, especially they came in early. They are here.
Martinez was here first.
Okay. Kaswa Simon Cowell. I mean, you've been listening to Andy Dosty. This is not the first time you've probably heard him. You've been on the show with him. You know so much about Andy. What do you have to say?
I don't know how to start, but I'm emotional.
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
Oh,
emotional.
yes. Bemensu. Bemensu.
I thought I'd be missing.
I don't know why. I'm reading some of the comments. Almost all the comments. Oh, sad. Why?
You are loved.
Yeah, I mean,
That's
not
because
dead
you are
yet.
loved.
You've left some imprints on their minds.
exactly.
Yes, yeah.
Even though you are not far, it's still sad. I mean, Andy has really impacted the industry, and I wouldn't say just the industry, but Ghana at large and beyond. 10 years on the show. I mean, this is a remarkable journey, and I'm happy to be part of it. I mean, this year, September 1st, that also be 4 years also on the show. So out of the 10 years, I've been able to make 4 years.
Oh,
with him.
wow. So soon?
I mean,
Wow.
yes. I mean, that was 2021, September 1st.
Oh.
Yes. And my first encounter with Andy was through an interview. So at a point, Christian Ejefrimpong, host of Unia,
Yeah.
Jimbre, yes, he wasn't well. And I was asked to sit in. That was a Thursday and a Friday. That was my first time. And I was like, okay, I have my own topic I'm prepared, even though producers try to give me a topic. I said, no. I have also prepared my topic from the house. And yes, and I wanted to discuss DJs in Ghana. I mean, their impact, how successful they've been, the necessary respect that need to be accorded to them if they have. I mean, I wanted to look into the lives of DJs in Ghana. So I thought of it and I was like, the best person to call is Andy Dosty. Though I wanted to talk to two DJs, my first target was Andy. So I had a squatter from Uncle Freche Mensa, and I called him.
My senior.
Yes. Yeah. And I know the timing was not that cool because I called him few hours to the show. And he explained that the timing is some way, but he will see how he will adjust and communicate if he has the free time. And so when the show was about to start, I placed a call and it was like, boss, I'm a bit busy. Your call didn't come in early, so I don't know, but let's see. In fact, I was down. And my colleagues were like, Charlie, let's move on. I mean, maybe another time he will step in. I said, no, I would like to talk to him. So once I was on the platform, it was my prayer to get Andy through. And lo and behold, producers called me that Andy want to speak to us. So I had an interview with him. I'm sure he remembers. I mean, how we celebrate DJ's work and all of that. And he really educated us. And after the show, I had, comment from the top that I really did well. I mean, getting Andy to...
Andy helped you to do well.
I mean, sorry. Then my second time was on Adam FM. I came on Mike 2 show. So after the show, I met Andy and I was like, boss, I'm always inspired by when I listen to you. So
good.
I would love to be with you one day. But you see, everything started when 2020, COVID-19, situation where most of the shows were re-strategized. Pundits were not actually on shows. So, I love the creativity and the idea Andy brought on Daybreak Hit when he was actually doing album, throwing more light on it. Yes. I mean, like...
That was very innovative.
That alone.
Yeah.
Yes. And it was a dream to be on the show one day. And 2021, September 1st, I had the opportunity to be with him. And since then, I mean, it's been a blessing.
Great.
I'm very happy how he's impacted a lot of people.
Yeah.
And even when some people wanted to see him at Kasua, he just said, yo, let's go. And he
I remember.
He came through for us. So even though he's leaving the show, I think his impact is still going to live around.
And anytime we need his expertise, he's available.
I mean, as an industry, we need to celebrate him. He is an institution now, not just a legend.
Yeah, because you have to consult that one day.
Exactly.
Very important.
Saturday, even on my way to work, I called Honorable Krekumante.
Yeah.
I mean, still my boss. I call him any day because he was the one that put me on the show.
Sure.
When Hagler brought me. If Mark said no, there's no way it would have happened. And still, I call him for guidance, any which way. Charlie, I'm coming up with a new show. Okay, so let's discuss it. Again, when I finish work today, I'll still call him.
Exactly.
What do you think? Because he must help me navigate through it.
That's awesome. Adam Mensah Chotome, 2nd August. Yeah. Andy is leaving to the afternoon.
This one day, I am pleading that because of time, let's try to be brief so that we can all contribute. Adam, I know you have a lot to share. I know you have a lot to share, but don't worry.
It's even briefer.
It's briefer. Or still it's briefer.
Adam, let's hear you.
Andy, I mean, health is quite important. I mean, and it's a good decision that you've made because you can't say one kwang there, and it's good you've changed. I mean, your time so that it can positively impact on your health. What will you miss on Daybreak Hits?
As I said, it's a bittersweet feeling. So I'll miss everything. The interviews, the interactions, the panel, because my new show doesn't involve any panel. It rather involves the businesses around. It involves lovers. It involves romance. It involves music. So I'll miss almost everything. Imagine you sit on a show that gives you an opportunity to talk to people you never dreamt of. Because on Daybreak Hitz, it was not just interviewing musicians and actors.
Yeah.
It went all through to politicians,
Yes.
philanthropists,
Religious leaders.
So where am I going to get those interviews from? Unless my bosses insist that, okay, you can have interviews on your show as well, then I can start thinking about that. But until that directive is given, that akwanchere is given, I'll miss everything on Daybreak Hitz.
All right, Adam, are you done?
I'm done.
Okay. Hey, today, dear.
briefer.
Mr. Ashes. Oh, Tilly.
We
Oh,
did.
It is for me last.
okay, for closer. Tilly Tills, come closer.
Okay. So the way
Hold
he
the
said-
microphone like you
I'm
do.
holding.
Okay, Tilly.
So the way he said this is his 4 years. This
Yeah.
is my actual first day, and my first day be today.
Right.
On Daybreak
On
Hitz.
Daybreak, it's
Okay.
my first day and probably my last day. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, because when he told me on Saturday to come, and I was like, oh, that'll be Monday, dear. And
Okay.
then he was like, oh, I'll call you me auntie. So when I went, I was like, hey, when you say Andy Dosty say,
Sure.
the final day that
You go get.
Share, went to crack remember. So to be listening to his story has been just inspirational, and
Yeah.
I'm glad I'm here, just to be here witnessing the I don't know if it's journey, nothing at all. So to be here to witness the final day of it, I am quite blessed, and I'm excited for the opportunities he's going to give other people with his new shows, his new show as well.
Yeah.
I'm just happy to be here, basically,
Great.
and just to see some of the stories, some part of it I can relate. Like it's like, hey, I say this man has lived my life before some way somehow.
You have lived his life.
I am living his life some way somehow.
He's an ancestor.
Yeah, okay, okay.
He's not living your life.
Yeah,
You
I
have
am-
lived his life.
okay, right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, what inside here?
But
All
I'm
right.
excited to be here, and when I met him, the first time I met him was at an event at the new place they are doing at the, I think, I've forgotten, some new conference, the new one, the big one they are building,
Yeah.
McDan.
Okay.
Okay.
Trade fair.
Trade
Okay.
fair.
Trade fair.
And then I said, I was like, I know your voice. Are you Tilly? Now I'm saying yes. No, I said, oh, he has met his wife. And from there, every time I've met him,
Yeah.
every time
I'm
met
everyone's
him-
husband.
Every time I've met him, he has been very nice, very accepting,
Good.
very welcoming, and it's not easy to find that in this industry. The people I've met in this industry have always been kind to me. So meeting him like this and he being kind, I really appreciate it. So today I'm here to
Awesome.
say yes, I'm part of the final
Great.
batch to come. So,
Mr.
yeah.
Ashes,
Yes,
the mic is yours now.
Behave.
Someone Mati. I see me behaving.
So
That's
behave.
one is it jingle or so whatever that plays that I really like. Andy
Dosty.
Whoever did that jingle, yeah.
Capital T.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Well, I say, well done to him, and he's been phenomenal
Yeah.
throughout a decade being here. Some of us started with him from day one.
Right.
From the very first
I
day,
remember.
Yeah.
he sat in as host of Day. Was it
Daybreak
was in the
Hits.
afternoon. We started this.
Yes,
in the
yes. We
afternoon.
started showbiz review
In the
afternoon.
afternoon.
Okay.
Then they transitioned. Yes, I remember.
Me, him, Nana Dakwa,
Yes.
Marco Kwekuman.
Hey, you know, so I even forgot. Hey,
Yeah, I still got that
Wow,
pictures.
wow,
Yeah,
wow.
we started this show, and I think it was changed to morning. You know, we're still with him. Yep, he's been a good host. He's been exciting.
Yeah.
He's been challenging. I'd use the word. He's like you said, he's made an impact on the music space. There are a lot of musicians who, like, more or less want their music to reach a certain standard so Andy could play.
Yeah.
Yeah. My first time encountering Andy was the year 2000 in Kumasi when I went to pay him Payola.
I said behave.
Hey.
The man take the money and he don't even look as if he say, I'm this canaba. I'm found around with I'm sound.
Well, I was a small boy at the time.
Hey, Charlie, the people who, after his show that day, the people who were following him,
Wow.
like Jesus Christ. And he's like, who's this guy?
Kumasi, yeah.
You know, but yeah, it was like, if you want to run promo in Kumasi and you don't go through Andy Dosty.
Yeah.
So obviously we had to. So he's paid his dues and he's done like very well for the music space, the community in which we play in. He's done well for himself. You know, me, dear, have my personal
Kumasi.
experiences with him into 90.
You have stories to tell. Okay.
That's my favorite story with him, though.
Okay.
You know, but all in all, the show is going to miss him. Seriously.
Sure.
But I know the replacer or the replacement, us Doring and Slim and yourself, Kwame, are here.
Yeah.
You guys will feel it's a big shoe.
Very big.
It's a very big shoe.
Very
but
big.
I trust Multimedia to bring in, the expertise to, do their job. But like he said, he's still here.
Yeah.
So his references, his education will be key to guide you guys to success.
Great.
He was talking the KMJ story, and That's that time. Me too. I chop straight bullet too.
Oh, but I think we should move on. I think we should.
No, I'm just saying he's
I
saying
think we should think
because-
about the afternoon ride and what Andy is bringing on board, rather.
Oh, I just
And-
brought.
No,
that
I
in
get you.
Just
I get you.
as, like
Yeah.
a bit of DVM because at
Yeah.
that time I also chopped straight bullet. They see me influence.
No, don't
Mark
worry.
to
Don't worry.
Andy Dosty on the show. But I had
Don't
no
worry
idea
about
what was
that.
going on, you know?
Okay.
But it's all good. Chalandi,
Yeah, man.
we still there. The
Yeah.
studio still there. So
I won't come there again.
right now, we
Okay.
brought in new machines.
Right now, I'm opening my own studio.
Thank you very much, Ashes, Tilly, Martinez, and a big
today,
thank you to you,
please, can
Andy
I-
Dosty,
can I wish
for
Kojo
doing
Sugar-
this.
Kojo
Kojo
Sugar
Sugar's
a
birthday.
birthday, yeah. Happy
Okay.
birthday, Kojo.
Happy birthday, Kojo Sugar. And Austin Wood said, Andy Dosty, we are collaborating.
Akuma dying tomato farmer.
Doreen, we are just about leaving, but attention.
This is Hits.